Haven't I too? Yeah, so in this video, I just want to share a little bit about what it really takes to create and sustain communities, what that means, and then I also want to share a little bit of insight into what Sea Gold or what my family is currently open to and looking for, and actually needing when it comes to creating and sustaining our community that we are creating, right? So, firstly, I want to say that right off the rip, what a community needs is an understanding of what community or family truly is and what it entails. And I feel like in this age of eco villages and building community and village this and that, I feel like there's become this romanticized idea of what community is and what it looks like, what it is comprised of. And the number one thing that, well, not the, yeah, the number one thing, it's all encompassing. What is needed to sustain a community is, aside from the understanding of what it is or what family is, we need order and discipline and structure and, shared values, principles, morals, oneness, togetherness. We need that. And me, as someone coming from the Western world in this younger generation, right? I know that my generation, not even just my generation, but the world in totality really is kind of has a weird relationship with order and authority, hierarchy. And with that said, again, going into this new romanticized idea of community, I feel like there's also been this romanticized expectation or view of egalitarianism. And that's actually dangerous because even within egalitarianism, if you really truly look and study and view native tribes and indigenous culture, you see that even though they are egalitarian, there's still hierarchy. Things are just so much together that they don't really have to enforce as much those different roles, but everyone has roles, everyone has positions. There are chiefs, there are people there. We respect elders. There's a hierarchy, seniority. There's different rank based on skill sets and things of that nature. Like, it exists. It exists. It's actually something that is real. It's reality. So that's like really what is needed and necessary. That's it. And as far as Sea Gold and what we are doing, what we are creating, we are really basing and rooting our structure off of indigenous, native culture and just the original order. Like, we look to indigenous people to see what the highest eye actually intended for humans at large. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just some free-for-all thing. Like, there is order, there's authority, there is discipline that's necessary, there is, morals and principles and values that we are having to shed ourselves of worldly things in order to uphold. Maybe I should say that again. There are certain principles and morals and values that require us to shed layers from the world so that we can uphold, true, righteous, native, just have that expression, and so we can keep ourselves strong and keep our community and our family strong. Something that can be for the long haul, something that's just based in the truth, So that's like before I get into what we are looking for, the skills and the roles and positions that we are needing or looking to fill right now, I first want to say, aside from the more practical manifestation or actualization of this community and seeing things unfold and seeing things be more um, just seeing things come together, and what we really need is togetherness. And what we really need is people who understand native culture, people who understand true African indigenous um, tribal structure and all of that. That's really what we are, that's what's required. People who know that they're gonna have to really be faced with themselves and really willing to put in the work on themselves with us together, us doing it together, you know. People who know that this isn't some fairy tale romanticized eco village, some free for all, free hippie thing. Is not like that at all. Um, People who understand order and discipline and authority and are willing to, upon stripping themselves of programming and worldly things, being okay with acknowledging their role, the role that they will play in the community, and like sticking with that and not trying to overstep into other things, just being what we are and seeing what we can really bring to a community and how we can help sustain it. So yeah, what we are looking for, like, we need people who are doulas, we need midwives, we need people who can build things, we need architects or whatever you want to call it. I'm just using these different terms because that'll give you an idea of what the skill sets that we're that I'm talking about. So yeah, doulas, midwives, architects, people who can build, put homes together, do all different types of like quote unquote domestic things. And then also we need artists, people who can do things with their hands. Whether you can sew, you can crochet, you can do different types of art. Musicians, singers, writers. You can play instruments. You know, producers, photographers, videographers. Those type of things as well. If you're into, you know, different types of currency, cryptocurrency, because at the moment we are still using money. So until things completely eradicate, the system completely is like null and void, we're still using these things in order to get ourselves to a position where we're not fully dependent on it. You know, we don't want to be in a space where when things really fully, like when the lights actually really go out, we don't want to be in a spot where we're just like not prepared. You know, we don't want to be on that timeline. We don't want to be caught up. We just want to be prepared. You know, and we're going to wish that we had came together and done these things sooner if, like, God forbid, that moment comes and everybody is this place, that place, this place, because everybody want to do things on their own, or nobody wants to really let go of their false ego, their false sense of self. Nobody really wants to do the hard work. It's hard work, you know. It's a lot of things that I'm going to finish what I'm saying about the different people that the skills and things we need, but I have to get this out. It's hard work to, we come from the world, we come from an ugly place, so ugly things come out of us. We say ugly things, we do ugly things, we're used to treating ourselves and each other harshly, so to come together in a loving way, like it takes work that we have to do. And I'm saying all of this because I know I've been doing this for years at this point, like, and I've actually really reached a place where I'm able to see my own self. I can see more clearly my role and everything, and how I can contribute to sustaining this family, this community, the discipline that it takes of me, the responsibility that I have, because I'm coming from like a roots ground level at this point. It's not ready made, so that takes a responsibility for me to set an example. You know, nobody is really here for me to look to have an example. I'm here, and other people are coming. You guys are coming, so I have to already have this discipline and this self-control and this understanding and embody it and show it. And that's a mistake that I've made in the past, and I'm like growing beyond it, and I see more now. So anyways, yeah, it's hard work, but we can do it together so long as we are all willing and we have that spirit to do it ourselves and to help each other, you know. So yeah, like I was saying, the different people, doulas, midwives, people who can do things with their hands, artisans, creators, artists, any type of art that you can do, building, yeah, music, musicians, writers, producers, people who are into cryptocurrency and stuff like that. If you know any other way to beat the system, right? You know all the ins and outs of like solar energy. You know, herbs, herbalists. You're an herbalist. You know herbalism. You know the different plant medicines. You have a good eye for plants, things that we can and cannot take, and things like that. And I want to make this point: everyone in the community is to be well-rounded. There's not this is you, this is you, this is you, this type of thing. No, everyone is to be well-rounded. Though initially starting off, there has to be people that have already developed these skills, and when we come together, can like grow and strengthen and teach each other, you know, and help each other in those areas. And that is also what creates a sense of hierarchy. Essentially, like it creates a system whereby somebody is in a position of authority, or somebody is in a position to teach and to serve the community in that way. Yeah, so yeah, that's not all. Is more, is way more, but people, other types of people that we will love, families. Like if you are a child, children, family center, a wife, a husband, you have a family, you have children, come. You can be married, you can be even single with children, you can be a widow, you can be like whatever your status is, as long as you are family oriented and you understand, like I said in the beginning, you understand tribal culture and you understand indigenous native structures and family, that's perfect, because you would then see the importance of us being together and having our own, because we are, I'm gonna give a little insight right now, we are creating literally our own thing. And it's not, I'm not saying our own thing as if it's some cute and flowy flowery thing. No, it's literally like from a native standpoint. It's not romanticized. Language is important. If you know anything about nation building, you know that language is very, very important. Language, the power of language, we can literally go out to a public place, right? We speak English already, but if we speak our own language that we have, our own level of communication, we can, not only do we speak English when we whatever, but we can speak privately amongst one another and no one will be able to infiltrate what we're doing. The word is all mashed up because everyone is literally speaking English. English is a part of the new world order, so to speak. One government, one this, one that. So, language. We have language that we're creating. We have different customs that we are formulating. For example, when it comes to the feminine aspects, marriage, motherhood, puberty, like having jewelry, a specific type of jewelry for each phase of a female's journey. We're having all of this stuff. Even for males, we're going to have rites of passage and just things like that. We're going to have all of this. And one thing that we actually place at a top level is the male-female relationship. Marriage is very important. That's a very big part of what we're doing. So we have to have all of this in mind. And I feel like once we have that type of understanding of community and family, like a native view of it beyond like before colonialism and all of these things, everything, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but we're more aware of the different layers of programming that we have gotten in the Western world as a part of the diaspora. And we'll be able to see it. We can check ourselves, we can check each other, we can be checked, corrected, and we can just grow it. We can't be afraid of that. We have to be sharp, have to be of sound mind. So I know this might sound it can sound very cultish to a lot of people, but native tribes are not cults. If you be a part of the Maasai, you go try to join, be a part of that, you have to assimilate to what they're doing. You submit to what they're doing. You want to go be a part of this tribe, that tribe, you submit to and assimilate to the environment. So because we've been stripped of whatever and we are displaced, we literally are starting from the ground up and having to create and establish an identity for ourselves, an identity that is rooted in truth, an identity that is rooted in nature, that's rooted in the original order of things. And it's not an easy thing, again, but it's necessary. And when the lights go out on the world and all you're left with is reality, we're going to be so thankful that we decided and we were able to fulfill that will, So that's what I want to say in this video today. I hope it's helpful, and if you resonate, then this is not a call out, but this is more of an invitation. You're welcome. Just come well. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Nikosi Baba. You can reach out to any of us, and we're here. Again, there's a lot of things that we're doing, a lot of things that we're wanting to do and to actualize, to get the land, to build on it, to do this and to do that and to do all of these things. Though the most important thing is for us to have, togetherness and oneness and love and an understanding in our own minds and hearts, so that when we come together, we can then build up from that. That's the most important part. Us being together and on one accord is the most important part. Because what good would it do for us to go on the land? We can't even get along, and we're fighting and arguing when we're living just regular. We don't appreciate each other in a normal setting. So how are we going to appreciate each other in a setting that requires us to appreciate each other? Otherwise, we're going to destroy that setting. I hope that made sense. So, yeah. Full of thanks to all the eyes who are watching. Full of thanks to all the eyes tuning into this channel. Full of thanks to all the well wishes that I received on my Earth Strong yesterday. And yeah,